Welcome back to Red Pill Examined, where I look at and examine Red Pill talking points and expose Red Pill content creators as hypocrites, liars, and scammers. And in today's video, we'll be looking at the godfather of Red Pill ideology, that being Tom Leykis, promoting adultery, which is when a married person is sexually involved with someone who isn't their spouse, and cheating, which is when a man or a woman is sexually involved with someone who isn't their boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiance. And so without further ado, I'd like to first play a few clips of Tom Leykis telling his callers about how he has slept with numerous women who are either in relationships or married.
I know women I've been with in the past who are afraid to talk to me now because they're afraid I will charm them into coming back and doing it again. I have had more than one woman in my life who continued having sex with me through boyfriends, fiancés, live-ins. Didn't matter. Hers, mine, both of ours. Didn't matter. I've been the male friend, quote unquote. I want you to meet my friend, Tom. You guys have so much in common. You get along great. And then the dopey guy comes up and shakes my hand, and then he has no idea that his girl is getting banged hard when he's not around, and that she is instigating it. I can't tell you how many times this has happened.
Now, not only has Tom Leykis slept with women who are either in relationships or married, but he's also had affairs while he himself was either married or in a relationship.
I've been very, very bad. I have had affairs while in relationships, married and unmarried. I have had affairs while in relationships, married and unmarried. And I have been with other men's wives, girlfriends, eventually ex-girlfriends.
And so given what we've just heard, it's obvious that Tom Leykis has no respect for the sanctity of marriage, which is why it shouldn't come as a surprise that he would advise a divorced man to have sex with his ex-wife who is now married.
Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio, and I am looking at an email that I received from a guy in Portland. Here's what he writes in. He says, Tom, yes, bitches cheat. Last year, my wife cheated on me, so I dumped that bitch. I have 2 children with her, so we have to talk often. She got remarried 3 days after our divorce was final, that bitch. So about 2 weeks ago, she's at my house, and the kids are sleeping. She asks, where did I go wrong with you? We talk for about an hour, and it's getting late, and I finally say, put out or get out. She was naked before she hit my bedroom door. After I'm done, I say, when your marriage fails, you're not coming back. Then I said, I'm taking a shower. You need to be gone by the time I'm done washing you off me. Dad, I never once cheated on her ever. You were the first one I have told. What should I do? Kick my ass or pat me on the back? Well, I say, as I always say, get it where you can get it, and certainly it must have felt really good to show the true character of your ex by nailing her after she married the guy she was probably screwing around with on you. I think that's great. Well, I say, as I always say, get it where you can get it.
Now here are 2 other clips where the first caller tells Tom Leykis that he regularly has sex with married women, while the second caller tells Tom Leykis that he's sexually involved with a woman who's engaged. And as you guys will hear, all Tom Leykis does in both of these calls is encourage these guys' behavior.
Well, here's Rob on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Rob.
Tom, how you doing, my man?
Pretty good.
Tom, I'm calling from Hagerstown, Maryland. Listened to your show for a long time.
Thank you.
Hey, you talk about job to get chicks. I'm a golf pro. What do you think about that, huh?
I'll bet you get chicks. I'll bet you see them at the country club all the time.
All the time. That's where I work, too.
Uh-huh.
It's awesome. I tell you, the explosion of golf, you couldn't ask for a better career.
So you give some golf lessons during the week when the husband's at work?
Exactly. When the husbands are away on week-long trips, you couldn't ask for anything better.
Hello, Jason.
Hey, listen, so here's my deal. I've been seeing this one girl. Okay, she was with this one guy for a long time. They broke up. Then I get in the mix. The reason I got in the mix is I was a jerk to her, and she found that attractive. Now she's back with that guy because I never asked her to be with me or anything. She's back with that guy. They're gonna get married, and I'm still hooking up with her. But the thing is, now if I'm a jerk, then he's a nice guy now, and if I'm the jerk, now I just look like a jerk, but it's not cool anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so it seems like I'm still hitting it, but I have to whisper the sweet nothings to her.
Well, as long as she's married to someone else, there's no harm. It's like having a piece of red meat and holding it in front of a Rottweiler who's caged in with a chain link fence.
Now it seems like I have to be the nice guy to get what I want. And so, I don't think nice guys always finish
Well,
last.
that's because she married the jerk.
Next, we have Tom Leykis telling 2 of his male callers that having sex with a woman who has a boyfriend is completely fine.
So
You hearing me on this?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. So by them having a boyfriend, do you object to that?
Do I object to her having a boyfriend?
Do you ever get in situations when they have boyfriends and you still tax it?
Of course I have.
Really?
Of course I have. There's nothing moral about this for me. The only time is if the boyfriend is your friend.
True. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's
I
wrong.
mean, you know what? It was their decision to go out to sloppy hoes and give you their number.
My attitude, I don't lecture about morality because I have a very checkered past myself. So,
Okay.
But what I will say is if a woman is with somebody else and I'm alone and she wants to come back and have sex with me, I never lick a gift horse in the mouth. I take it.
I want to.
As long as I know I'm not going to get caught by the boyfriend or the husband or whatever, I take it.
And so to quickly summarize, Tom Leykis has told or encouraged his callers to sleep with married women, engaged women, and women in committed relationships. Now, the irony behind Tom Leykis promoting adultery and cheating is that he ended up on the receiving end of it during his second marriage after allegedly finding and investigating some hotel receipts where he discovered that his wife was cheating on him, which then led to their divorce. And so given that fact, as well as all of the evidence shown throughout this video, it should be obvious that Tom Leykis is someone who should never be taken seriously when it comes to women, relationships, and marriage. And given the fact that his 4 marriages ended in divorce, it stands to reason that the manosphere would see that and in turn simply ignore him. But instead, not only do they consistently quote him and reiterate many of his talking points, but they also exalt him as this great beacon of wisdom, even though by all accounts, his personal life has testified to the contrary.
My second wife, she's a LA TV news reporter who, when I got her a job in television, she fell in love with her cameraman and started going off on trips using my American Express card to pay for those trips.
Wait a minute. Back up. You got your second, this is your second wife. You got her a job in TV. She wanted to be a television reporter. And which is hard to do, to get a job in LA. Obviously, you used your influence to do that. And then at what point did she fall in love with her cameraman and start using your card, and you started seeing bills coming in saying, we're in Solvang or wherever we are? And...
Well, we lived in Phoenix before I moved to LA to work at KFI.
Okay.
And so I was in LA and she was saying, I'm not going to move to LA until I get a job there in TV. And that's why I moved heaven and earth to get her a TV job.
Of course.
So anyway, what happened was that while I was in LA, I started getting the bills from American Express or the phone company. Her man was married also. And whatever night it was, Tuesday night, what night was Dynasty on? This guy's wife would watch Dynasty.
Oh.
And so he would run down to the local supermarket, make a collect call to my house, so it wouldn't be on his phone bill.
Right.
And would talk for an hour solid I think it was Tuesday night at 9 o'clock.
Wow.
And so I started seeing these bills. And then there was the time she went to cover the Mexican presidential election. And I said, what hotel will you be staying at? So she kind of mumbled the name of a hotel. I said, do you have the phone number so I can, say hi to you every night? She said, thinking I was born yesterday, she said, oh, a lot of hotels in Mexico don't have telephones.
Oh, really? Well, there's a clue. There's a clue for you. Oh my God. So you hit her with this? Did you just come out and say, look, I know what you're doing? Or how did you uncover?
Well, what I did was I flew back to Phoenix, where the movers were packing our things to move them to my apartment in West Hollywood.
Wow.
And so I was going through the boxes that the movers were packing. And one of the movers came to me and said, this looked important. So I thought I'd give it to you. And it was a file folder. And it had love notes, cards, bills for various things. She had checked into a hotel literally 1.5 miles up the hill from where we lived.
Oh.
And when I asked her about this, she said to me, well, they have a pool. And I said, we have a pool.
Yeah, but their pool is stocked with men.
You took my American Express card and you made a reservation at a hotel in the neighborhood so you could use their pool. And I said, well, you know what I have here? And this shocked her. I said, I've got your hotel statement. And I can't believe how hungry you must have been, because you had 2 chicken salads, 2 of everything. And I said, you ate all that, really? But it took her about another 10 years to admit, or 12 years to admit what had happened there.
Wow.